Hey, what's up, everyone? It's been a couple weeks. Sorry, I was all over the country, actually. I was in Orlando, then I was in Arizona. So I'm back on track here. Just want to talk about where we're at with basic strength, where I'm at with basic strength, and everyone else in our group. So far, so good. I don't know if anyone else is noticing the same types of things I've noticed, but even in basic strength, with completing 10 reps, my squat has significantly improved in the 10 rep range. I used to be right around 225, and now I'm up to 245. Please share if any of you guys out there who are following my program are getting the same type of results. My posterior chain is also feeling a lot better. My back is feeling nice and strong, and my knees are feeling great, even doing the plyometrics and things like that. What I want to do today is actually talk about some recovery methods. I haven't got into much of that, and I wanted to kind of do a video on foam rollers. I use a PVC pipe, and I'll kind of show you what I do to help focus on some trigger points, my hips, as well as my lower back, where the hip girdle is on the back side there. And then ways to kind of just warm up the posterior chain before squatting or deadlifting, or before movement in general. So I'll touch base on that here in a second. All right, guys, so these are a couple different methods of rolling out. I like to use both, but as of late, I've kind of moved on to a PVC pipe. It's a little more dense for me at this point. Even the firm foam roller doesn't really give me the same type of roll that I need to kind of get me ready to perform. So you can buy these at any sporting goods place. You can order them online. They're fairly cheap now. Or you can just go to Lowe's, get yourself a nice thick piece of PVC pipe, cut it, put some tape on the ends to help it so it's not so slippery. But the way that I use these, I use them for a bunch of different ways. I will always roll out before I do my dynamic warm-up. It helps keep myself loose, helps my mobility in my hips, my quads, my hamstrings, my back, and I just feel really, really good after. Usually before my workouts, I'll hit the foam roller, then I'll do my dynamic warm-up. There's a lot of different dynamic warm-ups you can do. Some people just warm up through the movement. I like to do like skips, lateral skips, straight leg walks, single leg deadlift walks, heel up, RDLs, a bunch of different things. You can go online and find a lot of those different dynamic warm-ups. Maybe my next video, if I get a lot of feedback, I'll do that next. But as far as using the rollers, not only before, I'll also use them later for recovery too. Like in the evenings, I'll roll before bed to kind of help move some of that lactic acid out of the muscle. And it's also really good for improving flexibility, I've noticed too. So what you do is you'll put it down on the ground. I like to start with just like my quads, and I'll get myself a good plank position and just roll back and forth from the top of my quad, the bottom of my quad close to the knee to about the halfway point. And I'll just move back and forth in a nice controlled manner. And then I'll kind of slide all the way back and then get to my single leg, and I'll move all the way up to the hip flexor, okay? Close to my hip pointer there, and I'll roll back and forth and kind of just move towards my groin. And so now I'm kind of targeting on that trigger point right there, that attachment of my hip and my quad right there, and it really feels good at that location, and it helps with that, again, that hip mobility. And then I'll go all the way around into my hip girdle on the side and roll that. So I'll do that with both sides. Then I'll move on to my posterior chain. I'll actually sit directly on it, my son. And then I'll just roll on my butt to start, just really getting those glutes. Then I'll isolate one glute at a time, rolling back and forth. It can be painful. So, using a PVC pipe as your first time rolling out, probably not a good idea. You definitely want to start with a foam roller to get you started. So then once you go from your glute, I like to go to my attachment for my glute and my hammy and really dig in deep there. and then work all the way down into the bottom half of my hamstring, and then even into my calf here. Okay, and then we'll roll all the way up. From there, I'll do each leg. Then I'll come down and get my lower back. So I'll rest it right where my lower back attaches at the bottom there, and I'll start with just rolling from there and then come low to high. Nice and controlled. Gotta make sure you breathe to relax those muscles, and it feels really, really nice. So I usually do that, 15 seconds or 10 times up and back, really slow. You feel really, really good. And at this point, if it was in the evening, I'd be done. I might do some static stretching after. But if it's before I perform, like in the mornings, right around to get going at 5 o'clock, I'll roll out, then I'll start my dynamic warm-up from there and really get my sweat going, ready to perform. So I hope this helps. I really recommend it, and it'll help with not only performance, but with recovery. So try it out.
Thank you for watching this video. Comment, subscribe down below.
Yeah.